What's up, YouTube? Timu's here. Now, 2022 seems like it's gonna be a really cool year for the company of Universal Pictures. Whether there be like for Focus, whether they're like big blockbusters just from Universal, etc. So I'm gonna be doing a list of the Universal films that are set for release this year. That also includes Focus Features because they are pretty much acquired by Universal as well. So these are also going to be Focus Features films as well. So with that being said, here are the films that are set for release. The Universal films that are set for release in the year that is from Universal. All right. Now, one thing that's coming out this week is, of course, out pretty much on Friday, and the first film that's out this week, and that is the 355, which is directed by Simon Kinberg. Of course, his follow-up to Dark Phoenix. Let's just hope that it's better than Dark Phoenix. Let's be for real there. Now, if you guys don't know much about this story of the 355, let me pull up the synopsis. All right, a group of top female agents from government agencies. The cast includes the likes of Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, Penelope Cruz, Diane Kruger, Fan Bingbing, Sebastian Stan, Edgar Ramirez. I mean, I am hoping that this is better than Dark Phoenix. Let's be for real there. It does look. I have really quite like the trailers. It does look like a really fun, action-based film. I like the cast involved, so hopefully this will be really decent here. Now, another film that's set for release this month is a movie called Redeeming Love. Now, this is directed by DJ Caruso, who also gave us movies like Disturbia, X film. Now, it's about a retelling of a biblical book of Hosa set against the backdrop of California gold rush in 1850. It actually stars the likes of Abigail Cohen, who you might know from that recent Wicks Club series, Logan Marshall Green, Nia Dobrev. I mean, the trailer for this thing has looked pretty terrible. I have not really been fascinated with these trailers, so I cannot really say I'm too excited for this one. So, yeah. All right, now coming in February, we got Filmcore Mermaid. Now, this film stars the likes of Jennifer Lopez as well as and explores and pretty much it's about like this pop singer who's about to like marry her longtime lover on stage, but she has a finding out that he's been unfaithful to her, and so she literally chooses someone from the crowd to actually marry, and of course the person in the crowd is Wilson. I mean, this actually has looked really decent. It does look cute, charming. I like J-Lo, so hopefully this could be really decent. All right. Now, also coming out in February is actually a focus movie called The Outfit. This is a gangster film directed by Graham Moore. The film follows Leonard, an English tailor who used to craft suits on London's world's famous Savile Row, but after a personal tragedy, he's ended up in Chicago operating a small tailor shop in a rough part of the town where he makes beautiful clothes for only people around who can afford them. A family of vicious gangsters. Now, this stars Mark Rylance as well as Zoe Deutsch and Dylan O'Brien. And gotta say, the trailer does look really cool. I always do love good gangster films. It is a period piece film. Maybe it'll be decent. All right, now also coming out in March is another film from Focus Feature, and that is the Downton Abbey sequel, simply titled Downton Abbey: A New Era. And I'm not really the world's biggest fan of the show itself, but I thought the recent film adaptation was really cool. So look forward to see where where the sequel's gonna go. You got some really cool British actors in this, from Hugh Bonneville to Maggie Smith. So hopefully the sequel will be decent. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. All right, now coming in April, we got a film called Easter Sunday. Now, this movie is actually directed by. Now, this is a comedy that's directed by Jay Chandrasekhar, who's of course one of the Brooklyn Lizard gang. He's of course directed movies like the Super Troopers films, Club Dread. He's made some really cool movies that I've enjoyed. And here's what it's about. Set around a family gathering to celebrate Easter Sunday, the comedy will be based on Joko's life experiences and stand-up comedy. Some of the cast members includes Joko, who's of course playing himself. We also got Tiffany Hatch, Jimmy O Yang. So guys, on that most of his club drink people on that this, but I do quite mind his Dukes of Hazzard movie from 2005. So there's that too. So I'm really intrigued to check this one out. Hopefully it'll be something really decent. And of course it's coming out around Easter, so makes sense there. All right, also coming out in April, we got this horror film called You Won't Be Alone, which stars which actually stars girl Numi Pace is in this. Now this is like a horror film, and it's set in an isolated mountain village in 19th century Macedonia. A young pharaoh witch accidentally kills a peasant. She assumes the peasant's shape to see what it's like in her skin, igniting a deep-seated curiosity to experience life inside the bodies of others. So, yeah, this looks pretty creepy right here. But the trailers was not all that great in my opinion. I said, shoot excited for this. I mean, who knows if it'll be any good? We'll have to try and see there. All right, also coming out in April, we got an action movie from Michael Bay called Ambulance. Now, here's what this is about. Decorated Will Sharp, desperate for money to cover his wife's medical bills, asks for help from the one person he knows he shouldn't, his adopted brother, Danny. A charismatic career criminal, Danny instead offers him a score, the biggest bank heist in LA history, $32 million, with his wife's survival on the line. Will can't say no. The film is led by Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. And this does look like a really fun film. I mean, it's definitely pure Michael Bay-ish, so there's that. Seeing Gyllenhaal and Abdul-Mateen II go at it, team up should be a train. So maybe it'll be decent, like a decent, really fun action film. All right, also coming out in April, we got an animated film called The Bad Guys. Now, this is, of course, from DreamWorks Animation. And here's what this is about. When the infamous bad guys are finally caught after years of countless heists and being the world's most wanted villains, Mr. Wolf brokers a deal that he has no intention of keeping. To save them all from prison, the bad guys will have to do good. Now, the voices in this include the likes of Sam Rockwell, Mark Maron, Craig Robinson, Anthony Ramos, Aquafina, Zazie Beetz, Lily Singh, Alex Borstein, and this looks like it'd be really fun. It does look, really cute, charming. I am getting a bit of I always do love films where villains try to go good, whether it's like Wreck-It Ralph or whether it's Megamind or even Despicable Me, etc. So I think this could be really fun to watch. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Universe has lots of interesting anime films coming this year. All right. Also out in April is another focus feature film, and that is The Northman. Now, this is by the Witch and Lighthouse director Robert Eggers, and it's about a young Viking prince embarks on a quest to revenge his father's murder. The cast includes Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Anna Taylor-Joy, Ethan Hawke, Bajor, Willem Dafoe, and the trailer that got released looks really fun. I'm one of the rare folks who was not a fan of The Witch, but I really enjoyed The Lighthouse. I did The Lighthouse as his better film, in my opinion. So I am really intrigued to check this one out. It does look like it could be really tons of fun. So hopefully this will be Eric's hit and not a mess. We'll have to say that. All right. Now, May is another focus feature film, and this is, I believe, another period piece film, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a movie called Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Here's what it's about. A new adaptation of Paul Gallo's much-loved novel about a clean lady in the 1950s London who falls in love with a Hugh culture dressed by Christian Dior and decides to gamble everything for the sake of his family. The cast includes Leslie Manville as well as Isabel Hubbard, Lambert Wilson, I mean, this is pretty much like a sounds like it could be an Oscar-based film. It is like a period. Of course, Downton Abbey's been pretty much a hit, so maybe this could be their next decent one. Who knows? All right, now coming in June is probably Universal's big film. Let's be real, and that is Jurassic World Dominion. I mean, Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern are returning. We got Chris Pratt returning. I mean, Bryce Dallas Howard. We got the return of the giant T Rex. I mean, I've been a fan of the Jurassic Park franchise for years, so I cannot wait to see where they're gonna take this new one. They haven't dropped like a real actual trail, but they just dropped that prologue, and it does look really cool. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be. I'm really confident it's gonna be Universal's like big monster blockbuster hit this year. Maybe like $1 billion. Who knows? I mean, we don't have a Fast and Furious film this year, so this will be pretty much Universal's moneymaker of the year. All right, now also coming in June, Universal has a lot of horror films coming out this year, and one of which it comes out in June. Was supposed to come out in February, but they delayed it, and that is The Black Phone. Now, this is directed by Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson, starring the aforementioned Ethan Hawke. Now, the synopsis for this thing is really cool. Here's what it's about: Finney Shaw, a shy but clever 13-year-old boy, is abducted by a sadistic killer and trapped inside a soundproof basement where screaming is little used. When a disconnected phone on the wall begins to ring, Finney discovers that he can hear the voices of the killer's previous victims, and they are dead. Set on making sure, Set on making sure what happened to them doesn't happen to Finney. And so, yeah, now this actually premiered at, I believe, at a Fantastic Fest, like a horror film festival or something like that. And I wasn't a fan of most of us, like Scott Derrickson's directing horror films. Like, I was not a fan since their, what was that one he did with Eric Bana years ago? Something Evil, I can't remember. Deliver Us From Evil, I think it was called. His best horror film I've hit will probably be Exorcism of Emily Rose. But obviously, his best film in general is definitely Doctor Strange. That movie has made his best. So I'm definitely looking forward to see where he's going to take this new one. It does look creepy, based on a novel that's actually written by Stephen King's son of all people, so should be cool. All right, now coming in July, we of course got the new Minutes sequel, which is simply titled Minutes Rise Group. Now, obviously this thing has been delayed countless of times. One, because of the pandemic and everything. Now, here's what the sequel is about. The character is supposed to be more like a Gru origin story, really, with Steve Carell actually voicing a kid version of Gru. Kind of really funny that they decide not to get an actual younger actor to voice the character, but Steve Carell voices the character perfectly, so I think that could be it. Now, of course, the character of Gru hatches the plan to become evil enough to join this supervillain group known as the Vicious Sex. Yeah, Sinister Six, Vicious Sex. With the back of his fellows Minutes. And I mean, I have quite enjoyed this Big Three franchise. I thought Minutes was pretty decent, so I'm looking forward to see where they're going to take this new sequel to. The trailer have looked really decent, so hopefully the sequel will live up to the hype. All right, now another film coming out in July is another horror film coming from Universal, and that is the film Nope. Now, still know what it's going to be about, but it is directed by Jordan Peele, like Get Out and Us. So that definitely piques my interest. You got Dan Kaluuya supposed to be in this. So, yeah, I'm super really pumped to check out where they're going to take this film at. I mean, it's pretty much a yep for me, so I cannot wait to see where they're going to take this Nope film at. All right. Now, coming out in August, we got a romantic comedy, simply titled Bros. Now, this is directed by Neighbors director Nicholas Stoller. And let me pull up what Bros is about. All right. About two men with committed problems attempt bishop. So this is pretty much like a an LGBTQ romantic comedy. It does feature an all LGBTQ actors from Billy Eichner, who I really always liked, whether it's Billy on the Street whether it's his voice as Timon in the Lion King film. I mean, I think this dude's always terrific. You also got Luke McFarlane, who, by the way, I actually saw that Netflix film Sing All the Way. It was actually a really decent little film. So yeah, this does sound like it'd be really cute, charming. I mean, you don't really see many romantic comedies with gay. It's really cool to see them going with that route here. So I'm definitely a treat check this one out when it premieres. All right. Now, also coming out in August, we got a movie called Beast. It's pretty much about man versus beast. Let's be for real here. Now, this is actually an action drill, like a survival drill, or that star that is pretty much starring Idris Elba, who's actually going to be going toe to toe with a lion here. So it has a bit of like the gray feel to it, but instead of wolves is a lion. So yeah, I mean, this does sound like it'd be really cool. I mean, from the sound of it, it looks like Idris Elba's gonna play this dad who's like on, I guess he's on vacation or something, and him and his daughters are like trapped in this wilderness by a lion, so he has to go toe to toe face this lion to protect his kids. I mean, it's pretty much Idris Elba taking down a lion. So sign me up with this one. It does sound like it'd be really cool. Hopefully, it'll be a fun flick. All right, now coming out in September, we got a movie simply called Tired Distant. Now, this was actually supposed to launch, but it looks like they delayed it. And Distant is directed by Christmas Party directors Josh Gordon and Will Smith, and stars Anthony Ramos, Naomi Scott, and Zachary Quinn. Now, here's what the film's about. After crash landing on an alien planet, an asteroid miner must contend with the challenges of his new surroundings while making his way across the harsh terrain to the only other survivor, a woman who is trapped in her escape pod. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see Anthony Ramos go from musical like In the Heights to so I'm really intrigued to see how great Ramos is going to be in this. It does sound like it could be really like a really cool sci-fi film, so hopefully it'll be something decent. It's always cool to see original sci-fi movies for a change. From the sound, it does not sound like it's based on a book. Doesn't sound like it's a remake. So it looks like it's just going to be completely original. So that's pretty cool right there. All right, now another animated film coming out in next year, which is coming out in September, is of course the Puss in Boots sequel, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now, here's what the sequel is about. Puss in Boots discovers that his passion for adventure has taken its toll. He has burned through 8 of his 9 lives, leaving him with only 1 life left. Puss sets out on an epic journey to find a mythical last wish to restore his 9 lives. I mean, it's simply that the first Puss in Boots. I'm definitely intrigued to check this one out because I thought the first one was really decent. Of course, the Puss in Boots character is the cat from the Shrek movie, so this is pretty much like another Shrek spin-off. Who knows if we're ever going to get an actual another Shrek film? I mean, they said that there is like a reboot coming, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to do a Shrek movie without the likes of Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy. So if you can't, get them back, I guess another Puss in Boots is a great way to go because Antonio Banderas makes his character perfectly. So I'm really intrigued to check this one out. All right. Now, coming in October, we got a movie called Tar. Now, this is directed by Little Children's director Todd Fields and stars Kate Blanchett. World-renowned musician Lydia Tar is just days away from recording the symphony that will take her to the very heights of her already formidable career. Tar's remarkable, bright, and charming 6-year-old adopted daughter, Petra, has a key role to play here. And when elements seem to conspire against Lydia, the young girl is an important emotional support for her struggling mother. So, I don't know, could this be Kate Blanchett's next Oscar? Chances. I mean, believe it or not, she was actually supposed to play Lucille Ball, but I guess. I mean, it's insane to believe that Todd Field has not directed a film. Like, I believe his last movie was Little Children. Todd Field's movies. I think his last movie was Little Children. Let me double check. He also did Oh yeah, he also did In the Bedroom, which is actually a really decent little film, by the way. Let me put Top Hill's work. Yep, his last. Oh wow, yeah, his last film was in 2006's Little Children, so it's nice to see him make a bit of a comeback here. Uh, so hope I mean maybe this could be Top Field's chance at Oscar Gold. Who knows? But this does sound like be really a change to watch. I mean, he also did In the Bedroom. I mean, he's a really cool director. It's odd that he hasn't really done a lot as you expect. But I don't know. Maybe this film will bring him back to to the spotlight here. All right, now a big Universal film coming out in October is pretty much Halloween Ends. I mean, this is supposed to be the final sum of the Halloween franchise, which, to be honest, if the movie comes out, it's a hit. I guarantee we're going to get another Halloween in the future. Guarantee right there. But I've been really enjoying the recent Halloween reboots. Halloween Kills I had fun with. The 2018 one was pretty decent. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to check out where they're gonna take this new Halloween film at. From what I heard, it's supposed to even I kid you not, the Halloween is actually supposed to address the pandemic. So yeah, so pretty much COVID-19 actually the pandemic pretty much exists in the Halloween world. So yeah, I guarantee you that Mike Myers probably doesn't have it because he wears a mask and social distance. So there you go. But anyway, I'm really pumped to check this one out. I mean, we're getting Jamie Lee Curtis coming back. There was rumors that we possibly could be getting like some other dishes. So I'm really pumped to check out where they're gonna take the next Halloween film at. All right, also coming out in October, we got film Ticket to Paradise. Now, this film is directed by O. Parker, who also gave us The Last Mile Made See. Clooney and Roberts play a divorced couple that teams up and travels to Boa to stop the door from making the same mistake they made 25 years ago. So pretty much they were trying. Yeah, so pretty much they're trying to stop the door from getting married. So there's that. George Clooney and Robert has worked together tons of times from Money Monster to Ocean's 12 and all. So nice to see that they're reuniting again here. It does sound like it'd be really fun. So could be interesting and I thought it was quite like George Clooney. So hopefully, him and Robertson this would be really interesting. All right. Now coming out in November, we got the film She Said. Now this has Oscars written all over. I guarantee you that right now, especially the subject matter. One is being directed by unorthodox director Maria Schrader. And here's pretty much the story of this. The story of how New York Times reporters Megan Charlie and Jodie Cantor broke the bombshell Harvey Weinstein scandal report. So, yeah, pretty much this is about the Weinstein scandal. It does star Carey Mulligan, who I've always loved. She should have won her Oscar for Promising Young Woman, but it is what is there. Still not worried on who's going to be playing Harvey Weinstein. That I kind of want to say. Of course, we got Zoe Kazan, Patricia Clarkson, Andre Brower. Yeah, this definitely has Oscars written all over it. It definitely has a bit of a bombshell feel. Bombshell that came out a couple years ago. Definitely has that feel. So I do love a good true story film, and this does sound like be really intriguing. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing shapes up. All right, now one of my anticipated movies coming out in November, by the way, and that is The Fabelmans. This is directed by Steven Spielberg, and it's actually a drama based on Spielberg's own childhood. So, like how Kenneth Branagh's Belfast is loosely based on his childhood, this is pretty much a similar story here. And the film is supposed to start, and the cast in this is insane. The film stars the likes of Michelle Williams, who's set to portray the role of Steven Spielberg's mom. Seth Rogen is set to portray Spielberg's uncle. We got Paul Dano, who's set to portray Spielberg's father. Gabriel Lebel is, I believe, is supposed to play a young Spielberg. So, this definitely piques my interest. Of course, Spielberg is coming off of his remake of West Side Story, which is terrific in its own right. Uh, but after the Oscars come and go, this is something we can be excited for. I mean, Spielberg, let's be fair, he is the greatest director of all time, and seeing him do a movie pretty much about loosely based on his childhood piques my interest right here. So I don't know, I'm definitely intrigued Chase with that, and he's great when it comes to working with young actors too. We've seen that with E.T., we've seen that with most recent West Side Story. So he's great when it comes to working with child stars and stuff. And I think this could be really intriguing to watch. Hopefully, it'll be something decent because Spielberg, by the way, is also doing the script, and he has not even wrote a. I kid you not, Spielberg has not even wrote scripts. Maybe since AI, he's always been like directing and producing films, but he has not really done this. Like actually had his hands at a script since AI, and that was like in 2001. So this could definitely be a train to watch. All right, now a film that Universal has that is probably going to turn lots of heads, and that is the new Super Mario Bros. Film. I mean, yeah, this is of course turning a lot of heads. For one, it is of course being released by Illumination. Of course, they got Minions coming out next year, or I say this year. Now the cast in this thing is pretty much the same. Of course, the is being led by Chris Pratt, who's going to be voicing Mario, with Charlie Day voicing Luigi. We also got the aforementioned Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Jack Black as Bowser, Anna Taylor Joy as Princess Peach. I mean, I gotta say this. Are they really setting up like a Nintendo Cinematic Universe? I'm starting to think that. But man, I am really pumped to this one. We have not really had a Mario film since maybe since Bob Hoskins played the role. So yeah, and I know like lots of people are hating the idea because Chris Pratt as well. He's not Italian. He's not he's not even going to be using an Italian accent. So I don't know. We'll see how this thing shapes up. It could be a train to watch. I cannot wait to see like maybe a trailer. I cannot wait to see what the animation style is going to look like. Just think about this. In 2022, this year alone, we're going to be getting Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario in the same year. Just wrap your heads around that. All right. Other Universal films that just don't have like release dates yet, but they are coming out this year. We got Elizabeth Banks' new film, Cocaine Bear. Now, I kid you not. Here's the crazy synopsis. Inspired by the true events that took place in Kentucky in 1985, during which a 175-pound black bear ingested 88 pounds of pure cocaine. So this is pretty much a bear that actually ingested cocaine. So if you guys want to see like a bear on cocaine, this is definitely one for you. And the insane cast includes, and the cast in this thing is insane. It stars the likes of Kerry Russell, Ray Liotta, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Eldon Ehrenreich, Margot Martindale, Brooklyn Prince, as well as Justice Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family fame. So I don't know. Sign me up this one. It does sound like it'd be really cool. Sounds fun, so could be a train. All right. Now, Universal has tons of horror films coming out this year, but they don't have release dates yet. Starting off with Firestarter. Now, of course, this is a film based on a Stephen King novel. Now, of course, you guys don't know much about Firestarter. It is being directed by Q Thomas, and it's about a young girl who develops pyrokinetic abilities and is abducted by a secret government agent with intentions of using her as a weapon. This film is being led by Zac Efron, so that's that. Starring Drew Barrymore is so iconic, so it's gonna be really intriguing to see where they're gonna take this new Firestarter to. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have never really seen the original Firestarter, definitely go watch that, and I'm really intrigued to see where they're gonna take this new reboot to. Another horror film that Universal has coming out this year is a movie called Megan. Now it is produced. Now this is actually produced by James Wan and stars Allison Williams, from Get Out fame. And here's what this is about. A brilliant toy company, Robotis, uses artificial intelligence to develop Megan, A lifelike dog program to emotionally bond with her newly orphaned niece, but when the dog's programming works too well, she becomes overprotective of her new friend with terrifying results. So yeah, this pretty much sound we've already seen lots before, from Chucky to Annabelle. This definitely sounds a little bit like the Child's Play remake that got released not so long ago. So I'm intrigued to check this one out. I love anything that has creepy dolls. Of course, the Chucky series is made my favorite show of of last year. So there's that. So I'm definitely really pumped to check out this one. It does sound like it can be really creepy. And James Wan, let's be real, he's no stranger when it comes to creepy dolls because of Annabelle. So we'll have to see how this thing shapes up. All right, we also got now another film universe that's coming this year. It's a horror movie called Vengeance, directed by B.J. Novak. Vengeance is said to follow a radio host from New York City who travels down south to investigate the murder of his girlfriend and discovers what happened to her. And the cast in this thing is insane. Of course, it is led by B.J. Novak with Issa Rae, Ashton Kutcher, Dove Cameron, Boyd Holbrook, Isabel Amira, J. Smith Cameron, and yeah, it does sound like it could be really creepy right here. B.J. Novak in a horror film. That's gonna be intriguing to watch. So we'll have to wait. I don't know. Maybe could this be B.J. Novak's just get it had that get out? I mean, we never expected Jordan Peele, the comic guy, to go from comedy to a horror film. So I don't know. Could this be BJ's Get Out? Who knows? All right. Now, Focus Features also has some other intriguing stuff coming out as well. Like they got Armageddon Time, which is actually coming of age story about James Gray growing up in Queens in the nights and days. Of course, James Gray directed movies like We Own the Night, and Astra, and it looks like this might be his Belfast as well. And here's what and the cast is pretty cool. You got the likes of Anne Hathaway, Anthony Hopkins. So I think this could be an interesting film, an Oscar contender. Who knows? The film was supposed to have the likes of Robert De Niro, Kate Blanchett, but I guess they dropped out or something. I don't know. I don't know why, but maybe it'll be decent. There's also another Focus feature film out this year called The Silent Twins, which stars Letitia Wright, Sherry Gibbons, turn inward and reject communication with everyone but each other, retreating their own fantasy world of artistic inspiration and innocent desire. So pretty much Letitia Wright is playing not one but two characters in this, which is always cool to see actors do. Letitia Wright's chance at Oscars, who knows? We'll have to see. It's really cool to see her breaking out from Black Parent into something totally different here. So hopefully it'll be something decent. And last but not least, it's not going to theaters. It's going straight to up. I've granted most of these could easily go Peacock. Let's be real. One is literally going straight to Peacock, and that is a film adaptation of The Munsters. Now, this is directed by Rob Zombie, of course, the guy who gave us, the Halloween remake, Devil's Reject, True Hell. I mean, I've always loved Rob Zombie's work. His films are so very gory. They're so redneckish and stuff like that. And if you guys don't know much about the story, the film adaptation of the classic 1960s sitcom is about the misadventures of a family of friendly monsters who never quite understand why people react to them strange are. And it's a Rob Zombie movie, so obviously it's set to start, Shane Move Zombie because it's a Rob Zombie film, so he has to put his wife in it. We're also getting Jeff Dana Phillips, Dana Roebuck, Richard Brake. I mean, I don't know. This could be a train to watch. The original Monsters, granted, it was way ahead. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but it could be a treat. We'll have to wait and see how it shapes up. But anyway, let me lead you guys. Which of these? That's pretty much it right now. Let me lead you guys. Which of these Universal movies are you more interested in? Are you interested in Jurassic World? Are you interested in the Mario movie? Are you interested in Fablemans, Halloween Kills? Sorry. Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This is Tim Sign out.